The NBA season is starting very soon, like very soon, and a lot of people made some crazy predictions. I was one of those people. I said the Phoenix Suns are going to win the championship this upcoming season. We all NBA fans do the same thing. Predict the MVP, predict the most improved player, predict the rookie of the year, predict who's going to win the championship, and I'll be hearing a lot of people saying that the Milwaukee Bucks will have an easy time this upcoming season and will win the championship. But trust me, a lot of you guys are forgetting some important things about the Milwaukee Bucks. It is not going to be an easy time for Dame and Giannis this upcoming season. It's not going to be that easy. Trust me on that. So let's just get right into the video and find out why. First of all, there is one player that needs to take a leap once again, and that is Khris Middleton. Last season, his stats were not looking as good as how they look since the 2017 season. Yes, he only played 33 games in total last season, missing the first 20 games while recovering from a wrist surgery that he had, and then 18 straight games later on due to a sore right knee because of an injury that happened about a season ago. But the thing is, we cannot forget that he's not getting any younger. He's 32 years old, but I do have to say, playing alongside Dame will get him a lot of cleaner and open shots. Like, playing alongside Dame is not the same as playing alongside Jrue Holiday, you know what I mean? So I do expect him to take a small leap and maybe get to the level that he was when the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, but who knows, only time will tell. But here's my biggest problem. The Bucks traded Jrue Holiday. Who is Jrue Holiday? Jrue Holiday is a two-way guard that a lot of people consider to be the best perimeter guard in today's NBA. And Dame is not that type of player when it comes to defense. I don't want to sound like a casual saying that, oh, Dame needs to be playing defense, oh, it's not going to work out for the Milwaukee Bucks. But I like to look at stats, and I like to history. And throughout history, defense, most of the time, 90% of the time, has won championships. Yes, when you look at the Warriors in a few years ago with Kevin Durant, they won a championship not having one of the top best defenses in the NBA. And the Denver Nuggets just now did that. But bro, you need defense to win championships. Defense is just always going to put you up there competing in the playoffs against the best teams in the NBA. So let's look at some stats. Here I have the Milwaukee Bucks and the Blazers defensive rating over the last 3 seasons. And as you can tell, the Blazers was always one of the worst defensive teams over the last 3 seasons, while the Bucks were always among the best over the last 3 seasons. That's just the same amount that Jrue Holiday has been on the Bucks. I mean, now he got traded. But I have to say, Jrue Holiday is a more versatile player and is stronger than Damian Lillard, like on the defensive end, and clearly he's more committed on playing defense unlike Lillard. Yes, bro, don't get me wrong, Lillard can hold his own on defense. He's not going to be the best perimeter defender in the NBA, but Lillard can do all right, you know. I have seen him get some important stops in his career, but he's not Jrue Holiday. That's my whole point here. Jrue Holiday can make a great defensive team in the NBA just by himself alone. Like, he can make him a top 10 defense, possibly. You know what I mean? While Dame, that's not what he brings to the table. He brings a great offensive game, a guy that can get 50 to 60 points on any given night, a guy that will open up the space for Giannis to run downhill. That's what Damian Lillard is going to bring to this team. A lot of offensive power. So defensively, the Bucks are going to have to reduce. I do have to say, we might have to see Giannis dominate again on the defensive end. I mean, he does that every season, but I feel like Giannis needs to take his defensive game to another level. Like, I'm talking about the Dwight Howard type level. I wanted to mention the Dwight Howard because this guy gets a lot of hate always throughout his career, but the Dwight Howard is one of the best defensive players we have seen in our game, one of the best NBA players we have seen in my whole life, in our life. Trust me on that, but we keep forgetting that. This dude, Dwight Howard, won 3 Defensive Player of the Year, bro. 3 straight Defensive Player of the Year. So I feel like Giannis needs to try to take a book from Dwight Howard's game and try to dominate on the defensive end, not offensive game, on the defensive end. That's all I need to see from Giannis. If Giannis can do that with the Milwaukee Bucks this upcoming season, go crazy blocking shots, contesting a lot of shots, bro, it's going to be very dangerous to stop the Milwaukee Bucks from winning a championship. I will say this for sure. I mentioned before, like, offensively, the Bucks will be thriving more with Damian Lillard. Of course, like with Damian Lillard, like this dude can put the ball on the floor and attack the rim. He can make plays and run the offense. He has a high basketball IQ, but his greatest attribute as a hooper is his ability to go for 50 or 60, like I said before. Like his shot making ability, bro, is out of this world. Like the only other guy you can compare him to is Stephen Curry right now. Like it always has been like, is Dame better than Steph now? Is Dame better than Steph? That's the only guy that had like point guard. The only guy that has been a step above Damian Lillard. So like Steph, of course, is 1A, and Damian Lillard is just a little bit below him. The thing about Steph is he won a lot of championships, so he gets a lot of more credit. Of course, I'm a Stephen Curry fan. Like I love Steph. This guy is the greatest point guard in my eyes, you know. But we have to say Damian Lillard didn't get as much luck as Steph when it comes to having a great team around him. So I want to see how Dame will run the offense now with Giannis and Khris Middleton and Brook Lopez and this team from the Milwaukee Bucks, because now he has no excuses no more, you know. So if he doesn't win a championship now with the Milwaukee Bucks, if he doesn't elevate Giannis' game, let's say, or let's say sacrifices a little bit, because that's another thing. Dame has always been the man. Giannis is also the man. So that's a dynamic that they're going to have to work it out, you know. And I don't believe, it's the truth, I don't believe that Dame is a type of player that will be like, yo, you know what? Be humble and be like, yo, Giannis, you're the man. Dwayne Wade did that with LeBron. Steph did that with KD. So like, you know, and those are two dynasties, you know what I mean? So like, if Dame and Giannis want this to work, they need to figure out who's 1A and who's 1B. You know what I mean? Like, they got to figure that out. Do I believe they can figure it out? Of course they can. They are two great big players, and Giannis is one of the most humble guys in the NBA. So like, yes, they will figure it out. I have to say, I want Giannis to be more on the post, you know? Like, you cannot expect Dame to just go out for 50 or 60 every game. It would allow him to develop a post game eventually, because having reps in the post game in the half court is very important for the playoffs. This is the thing that Giannis has been lacking throughout his career. This is why he went to Hakeem Olajuwon and paid $50,000 for a section, you know, or a week, whatever it was, where Gilbert Arenas was making fun of him for doing that. Yo, bro, I would do it. Any lesson from Hakeem Olajuwon, the legend? Come on, man, he's a Hall of Fame. So like, Giannis is going to be better this season, I really believe so, and he's going to put himself, of course, in the MVP conversation. Dame will not be able to get that done, as Giannis is a two-way beast, you know. But this team, there's a lot of, like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be as easy as people make it seem for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is my whole point. It's not going to be as easy as people make it seem. The Bucks will struggle just like every great team has struggled throughout the season. We cannot expect them to come in on day one and dominate every team, because that's what people are saying. You can't do that. The Warriors had to go through that. The Heroes, the Miami Heat team, you know, had to go through that. Every team that adds a superstar has to go through that. So let them, give them time, bro. Give them a season, give them a 2 season in case they don't win a championship this season. Do not pull the trigger on this team and be like, yo, they gotta break it up. They gotta break it up. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. So let's give it the time that they need, and hopefully they can win a championship one day, because I want Dame to win a championship, and I want Giannis to put himself in a position that he's one of the greatest players of all time. You know what? Let's just end the video like this, guys. I could talk hours and hours about this team, and I'm gonna say this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching if you enjoy this type of content, and hopefully we'll see each other on the next video, me talking about how we were all wrong about the Phoenix Suns.